and I'll just edit it.
There you go. Turn the volume up.
Okay. And just so we can, whatever, write out.
Yeah.
Okay,
There we go.
I'll edit it. Okay. Well, hello there. This is Trish Mangold, holistic health practitioner, and today I'm really excited to be here with Kim Ressler, the CEO and founder of SNPs. Do you call it SNPs or do you say it in its full name?
SNP Nutrigenomics. SNP Nutrition, SNP Nutrigenomics. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. Well, so what is this all about? So today we're just going to have a little casual chat about how we can bridge the gaps in our genetic weaknesses and personalize our supplementation profile, because we know that one size fits all isn't working. And we need to spend our time and money and energy and resources on what really truly works for our unique needs.
Absolutely, Trish. It's so nice to be here. Thank you. Yeah, I was that person that was trying to guess for years upon years upon years, looking for answers. Whether it relates or not, it was terrible energy, terrible sleep, terrible digestion. I was looking for answers to feel better. You know, they say, what's ailing you? Everything started ailing and me, and it was a compounded effect. And it was throwing darts with a blindfold on of trying different things. And I was working with provider after provider, trying to get to the bottom of it and understand. And it wasn't until I understood nutrigenomics, which that's what SNP does. It's nutrigenomics is a study of nutrition based on genetics, and that you or I, even though we're 99% alike, those predispositions that we do have really make it different for what kind of nutrition that we need, what nutrients we need, what format we need them in, what dose we need them in, and with the proper cofactors. I know that sounds so confusing, and but that nutrigenomic approach is that personalized, and then SNP actually has the ability to take it even a step further.
Yeah, I love it because, I'm very passionate about explaining to people that you don't have to fear your genetics and your genetics don't have to be your fate, but we absolutely have weaknesses and we have strengths, and we can play into by the choices that we make and how we fuel our mind and body. We
Absolutely.
can play into how we express our genes that we have.
Absolutely. Now, not all genes are actionable, but there are a lot that are, and those are ones that impact us in aging. So think about it. And we used to go, oh, my grandmother had congestive heart failure. My grandfather had heart-related this and that. Well, it literally, it is what I inherited. I inherited everything heart-related because that is the truth. But now it's not scary. Now I know what I need to do to help with my homocysteine levels, to help with my detox pathway. I know what to do to keep that heart functioning at, and these markers functioning at the best capacity that they can. Like I don't have those variants, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And that's why I think where the science is going and the access that we now have. And I'm really excited because today we're going to do this live. I've got my kit right here. And it's a simple cheek swab, painless, shipped to your door. And then there's a prepaid envelope, you ship it back, and within a couple of weeks, you get your results. And what do we find out? So like Kim said, they're actionable genes that we're looking at. And what that means is that we can look at a formula of nutrition based on what our unique needs are and bridge the gaps in our weaknesses. So
yeah, wouldn't it be nice if instead of 20 or 30 bottles or chasing rabbits and listening to Tom down the street or Mary over here, oh, this work, and it's true. One thing may work for one person, that's amazing, but it doesn't work for you.
Right.
So let's talk, if it's okay, I'll talk about actionable versus non-actionable genes. So just to explain it. So again, non-actionable would be things like your eye color. Trisha's got the most beautiful blue eyes. I can't change her eye color. And mine are brown. They're going to stay that way unless I put some colored contacts in. They are going to stay that way. But genes that impact mood, cognitive function, so that's your brain, your gut, your healthy microbiome, your body's ability to detox. There are many heart markers, whether it be homocysteine and healthy blood pressure, things that lead. We aren't going after disease, but these genes have these actionable genes. We know specifically, it's been studied for decades that specific nutrition and specific ingredients can offset. So let's see, we said mood, we said cognitive function, we said gut, energy. We all want energy, right? I mean, what is it like if we have no energy? Detoxification. I don't know if you talked to your community about methylation, but methylation is key, and everybody's talking about methylation is our aging process. It turns on and off everything, which leads us to B vitamins that you and I are going to talk about.
Yeah, I get it. But before we go there to the B vitamins, don't let me forget to circle back. Can you touch a little bit more on the detox? Because I'm very passionate about taking my clients through a detox protocol. And I'm not about the push-pull effect with supplements. I mean, not with supplements, but with herbs that kind of push and pull toxins out of the system, but more support our detox pathways and nourish from the inside out.
Okay, so let's just think in general. Let's go to cells. We have cells. We have all of these trillions or however many billions, trillions of cells in our body, and each of these cells, whether you have genetic predispositions on them, they either have the propensity to function optimally or they don't. And remember, we said that they are actionable. So let's even go back to the time you were born. Okay. So the way I love to talk about genetics with an individual and actionable genes, think about this. You were not born. You did not come out of your mother's womb unless you had a rare genetic disease or something wrong. You did not come out of your mother's womb with chronic inflammation, chronic gut issues, high anxiety. You didn't, that's just not the case. So think about, this is where actionable genes come in. We have these predispositions to have variants. So they probably were functioning optimally when you were younger. They just, because they were. But lifestyle, we live on planet Earth. We breathe air, there's particulate matter. How does your body break it down and get rid of it? So that's where we go after very specific genes that can support at that cellular level. So healthy cells equal healthy tissues equal healthy organs. So the body can naturally detox and take it down the right pathway instead of it going down, like estrogen metabolism. Estrogen is good, but we need to make sure that it is also, there are byproducts of everything our body does, and we need to make sure that it's happening and functioning. Is the liver processing? Is it doing what it needs to do? And there's very key pathways that help this. But I think another thing when you come to genetics and understand this, and so many people are doing this, they do go and get their genetics done, and then they're addressing one gene.
Okay.
One gene doesn't have one function. It impacts multiple and all of these things start working together. So if you address a whole bunch of the heavy hitting ones together, wow. I mean, naturally the body can detox. So example, I'm Italian. Okay. I grew up on pasta. We all know glyphosates aren't good, and that's what's in our overprocessed white flour these days. I did not know all of a sudden why I'd eat a big pasta dinner and I would be in bed for 3 days with flu-like symptoms, achy, exhausted, etc. Right? So there are different pathways in my body that genetically just weren't optimized. They weren't functioning properly. Well, since I've addressed my genetics through nutrigenomics, admittedly, I don't eat a lot of gluten, but every once in a while, remember, I am Italian, and I love pastas, mostly gluten-free, but lasagna is hard to get gluten-free. So now the fact though, that if I were to eat it and not all the time, my body is functioning at a more optimum level that I get rid of. I don't have those symptoms and after effects.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yeah, that's
I don't
so you've
feel
supported through the supplementation.
through addressing all of my genetics. I don't have that I'm in bed feeling flu-like for 3 days, chronic fatigued out, and yeah, I don't.
Oh, very interesting. And
Yep.
how long after you started taking your unique profile of supplements did you start noticing you could get away with enjoying your pasta
On occasion?
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of noticed it pretty quickly, but um, our cells go through, our cell cycle is about a 4-month period of time.
Okay,
So, addressing at a cellular level, you need to this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This isn't a pill for an ill. Oh, I have this condition, give me this. And, it's not like, hey, I need a Sudafed because I'm congested, right? That's
right.
not the case. We want to help you feel better longer, letting those pathways and those body systems work optimally.
Mhm.
So it's that you feel better always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're slowly and gradually nurturing our detox pathways, eliminating the accumulated toxins that we've accumulated over a lifetime, and that takes time.
Absolutely.
So
It does take time. And for some, so many people have taught me so much. We don't get sick overnight and we don't heal
yeah,
overnight. And so consistently giving your body supplementation is, if you are going to supplement, and I think that supplementation is one spoke in the wheel.
right.
It's one spoke in the wheel. It's not everything, but when you can customize and personalize it just for yourself, it's so much more powerful. It's effective. It is and it is effective like itself. It's cost effective. There's so many benefits to it. And then you can go further from that, on specific things that you may want to do,
Right,
right?
right. I love it. Okay, so we did kind of hint about the B vitamins, and I think that's so important. So can we go down that path for a little bit?
Yes, I'd love to talk about B vitamins. All right, so B vitamins are water soluble vitamin. Okay. But you're probably hearing a lot of things in the news right now, even about folic acid. Folic acid, it's virtually fortified in anything store bought. So breakfast cereals, pasta, they fortify everything with folic acid.
Breads, anything with flour in it, yeah,
Yeah,
enriched.
anything enriched. Anyway, if you knew that they say 44% of the population cannot take and convert that into the bioactive format. Well,
I'm one of them.
I'm going to tell you it's not 44%.
Yeah,
It's more like 70 to 80%.
wow.
And that is why the big push to have folic acid pulled out. It's called methylation. And methylation turns on and off everything in our bodies. It's our aging process. So if vitamin B is so crucial and important for immune health, gut health, heart health, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's energy, right? And if our bodies can't take and convert that folic acid and put it into the right format so that we can utilize, absorb, and it do its job, that's what is so crucially important. You're hearing everybody talk about the MTHFR gene.
Mhm.
I tell people, and when they go MTHFR, yeah, it looks like a bad word.
Yeah.
But if you Google, and I tell people to Google this so they can understand, if you Google MTHFR gene mutation symptoms, you're going to get a host and list. Anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, women in childbearing years can't get pregnant, spina bifida, common recurrent miscarriages, chronic aches and pains, chronic fatigue. It's related to ADHD. Those of us that maybe do need a surgery, we detox. It impacts how we detox the anesthesia.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So understanding if you've got these variants, and like I said, 70 to 80% of the population, I believe, have a variant on one or the other, but it's an entire pathway. So you can't just look at one gene. You've got to look at the top of the pathway, and then you've got to look through, and whoa, now we're totally complicated. But understanding what you need and what format, and what dose, with what cofactors, so that your body can virtually do a skip over and do the autocorrect because you're giving it in the right format. I mean, I think we did some interesting things recently, and we started comparing the amounts of folate, which is the bioactive format of folic acid. Um, I think I needed, I think I needed 12.87 cups of uh, spinach daily,
Oh, wow.
28 servings of beef liver. I mean, we were laughing doing the conversion. So this is understanding what you need to help the body do what it needs to do, and adding in a healthy lifestyle like whole foods, non-processed, organic, non-GMO, grass-fed, grass-finished, sorry,
Yeah,
about
I
all
get
of
it,
that
yep.
stuff. But adding those together, wow, I mean, the body is able to, think about this. And the way I like to explain methylation, if we are talking over, because it's complicated. Think about this. You have a Ferrari. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, I don't care what color, it's silver or red or whatever. I don't know how much you spent on it, but it needs premium unleaded gasoline, and you put diesel fuel into it. What's it do to the engine?
Yeah.
That is ultimately what methylation is in our bodies.
That's a really good analogy. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. So we can see all that through the genetics. And these are highly, what we call, again, actionable genes, where we know nutrigenomics comes in with these actionable genes with very specific plant-based nutrition, vitamins, minerals, micronutrients that have been scientifically validated to offset. And if you've got that genetic variant, so think of a genetic variant being like, I don't know if I can do it. There's the gene. You got a little slice out of it because you've got a variant, but giving it that nutrition makes it whole again. Does that
Okay,
make
yeah,
sense?
so like someone took a piece of pie
Piece of pie. That's what, yeah, a piece of pie.
and you did that great because I saw that visual in my brain.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Yep.
someone took a piece of pie, so the snips comes in and fills that in, and now you have a whole
Yeah.
pie.
So think about potholes. You got potholes in the road, and it's like you're filling in the pothole so that when that tire goes over it, it doesn't have that reaction.
Nice.
That's what it is.
Okay,
So,
I love it.
all right, you ready to swab?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So it is an at-home DNA test kit. We are completely HIPAA compliant, and our lab is CLIA certified and CAP accredited. We use the highest technology in genetic testing. We're only looking at actionable genes. So you become a barcode at our lab. They don't get your name. We're not interested in selling your data. So
Okay,
you get 2 swabs, and there's a reason. There's two swabs, and we need skin cells. So we do 2 swabs because we want to avoid having to have you swab again. So I'm
Okay.
going to let you start with one.
okay.
Okay.
Do I need to take a little?
I'll do that for you
Okay,
as you
thank you.
start this.
So just, what does it look like to swab? How
So-
many seconds or?
So you're going to swab for about 45 seconds to a minute. You're going to put it in, if you use whichever hand,
Okay,
to
I'm
go to
using
the
my right.
opposite. Okay, go to the opposite cheek.
Okay,
Put the other hand on the outside of the cheek, apply a little bit of pressure. You're going to roll, rub, and spin. You also receive 2 vials. They have a fluid in them that helps just to stabilize. We have a lot of providers that will take these overseas for their patients, and they even bring them back. So it helps to stabilize it. So roll it, rub it, spin it. You're going to do that for probably 45 seconds. It's non-invasive, but we want those skin cells.
okay.
Okay.
It's definitely not as bad as
So-
those COVID tests.
Yeah. So you're going to take the lid off,
Okay, and just.
drop that in there, and then there's a little black
Oh,
line,
right, and you just snap it off.
and you snap it off.
Oh, that was
Then you apply
Genius.
this.
very easy.
So now you're going to do the opposite cheek.
Okay, so I did my left side, I'll do my right side.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah, easy. Holding this just gives me PTSD from those horrible COVID tests. Oh my God. Okay.
Hand on the outside, a little bit of pressure. We want to make sure that we actually, this is a buccal swab. We want skin cells. So you'll see on, when she got her kit, that's her barcode. You see that on there. That barcode is on each of the vials. There's an outer envelope and then the ship envelope, and the barcode carries all the way through to all of them when the lab scans it in so that we can track. And again, she becomes that barcode at the lab. A little bit longer. What happened?
Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we
For
recording?
a second, I just thought there was supposed to be some extra light on,
No.
or like a sign that said recording.
Oh, no, we're recording.
Good.
Okay. I think that's probably good.
All right. What'd you call it? A buccal?
It's a buccal swab. That's what it's
Buccal
called.
Okay.
We'll break that.
Pretty easy.
Yep. So again, you check to make sure the barcodes are correct. We put it in the outer envelope first.
Okay. I'm so excited.
And then it takes about It can take up to 21 business days. More than likely, everything's been coming out in about 2 weeks though.
Okay.
And then you put it in the prepaid envelope, you seal it, and you drop it, it goes USPS. A lot of times I like to take it into the post office and make them scan it.
Yep, I will definitely be doing that.
And then you'll get an email notification and you'll get all of these amazing reports in your own private portal that only you have access to. And in that portal, what you're going to get from that is you're going to get, you're going to get a code, the master report of which tells us how we formulate upwards of nearly 80 ingredients, in a clinical dose just for you. We're very transparent with all the ingredients, very clean products, third-party tested 3 times. But also beyond that, if you are struggling in certain areas, whether it be detox, mood, cognitive, inflammation, you get all of these other reports so you can dive as deep as you want.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
What kind of, so is it exercise kind of profile? What kind of reports are you talking about here?
Okay, so besides the code report, we link the code report. As I said, genes don't play alone, and they don't just have one function in the body system. So you'll see something like the MTHFR gene, and then we'll tell you what its broad function is, but then we'll tell you all the reports it's reported in. So all of these different, we have a detoxification report, we have an inflammation report, we have a heart health report, we have an immune report, we have an energy report. So if you're struggling in a specific area and you see that, you already know it yourself. We know our bodies. I mean, you've got to, you listening to your body and you know, hey, I'm struggling here. I'm chronically fatigued or whatever your situation. When you look at your genetics and you kind of see that, then you could go in, if you wanted to dive deeper, we give you these dive deep reports that you could go into these, and inside of these that we take the gene, because again, genes play different roles in different body systems. We tell you what its broad function. Now, if we're in the detox report, what is this gene? What is the COMT, which is how we process our stress hormones? What is its function in detox? And why is this important? And then we tell you, we take it back to the code report of telling you the nutrients that you'll need, but then we give you lifestyle tips. We all know that we need to move our bodies. We need to drink clean water and good water. And know that Trish is a huge advocate of hydrogen water, which is fantastic, right? But not only those, but different foods that would be great. Again, and I think where this comes really, whole foods are great for everybody, but maybe you've developed more of a response or sensitivity
to something?
to certain foods.
Mhm.
When you start to bring everything back into alignment at a cellular level, I think that's a big thing that we see so commonly is
Mhm.
less of those issues.
Exactly. Less digestive upset. And I know that a big focus is on the microbiome, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
And so I'm just super excited to really demystify the mystery behind what supplements should I be taking. You know, I personally have a drawer full of stuff that I no longer touch anymore. I'm really excited to see exactly what my body needs, and this is what this is going to reveal. And like you said, it's a spoke in the wheel that's going to complete my bigger picture of my emotional, mental, and physical resilience.
I agree. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's just, we're in the day and age that it should be customized and personalized. Oh boy, listen to that.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it should be customized and personalized. And nutrigenomics has been around for a long time, but it's been so extremely expensive.
Mhm.
It's months of, very expensive to get it mapped. And then, you'll go in and they've got you on 6 things. You go back the next month, you're on 6 more, you go back again. Suddenly you're on 20 to 30 different bottles of addressing all of these things. And who knows, I mean, how much money you're spending. We want to eliminate that.
Yeah.
And make that simple for foundational health. It's not meant to be the end all be all, but let's get your foundation, you in such a great area of homeostasis. I mean, I take my customized and I take one other thing. That's it.
Right.
I mean, and that's what does it for me. Now, life happens, and if my daughter comes home sick, I'll say, oh, I'm going to take a little extra liposomal vitamin C or whatever. But other than that, no, day to day,
Yeah. You're good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, there are so many people that are out there just taking handfuls and handfuls of things, and it just
Oh,
really burdens the liver too, and our
oh,
kidneys and everything else,
so
so,
interesting.
yeah.
I got a call a couple days ago from a client, and this was the conversation. She had gotten on her customized, and but she was taking like 10 or 15 other things still.
Oh, well,
And she's just like, I go, oh my gosh, you are totally, I mean, you are totally creating toxicity in your body. No wonder.
yeah,
So yeah, that taking the wrong things or too much of something you don't need can cause an adverse reaction.
yeah,
So
and I love that you brought up before that the cofactors are considered too, because we always need cofactors because we're not silos of individual nutrients or vitamins, and especially with minerals, like we need cofactors of everything to have the complete picture for the body to identify it and utilize it in the right way.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yay, I'm so excited to get my results. And actually, I would be willing to even have another conversation with you when we get them in to
Yeah, let's talk
share
about it.
and see
Yeah,
how,
and that way they can see what exactly we take and create from that,
yeah,
and how we literally have the technology and the capacity to formulate just for the individual. It's really cool.
exciting. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for
Yep,
being here today.
absolutely. It was fun to be here.
Okay. And if you're interested in getting to know what your genetics are saying about what supplementation your body needs and to bridge the gaps in your weaknesses, I will have a link in my bio and a special discount code available to you. Thank you.